What do you know about GMO? The birds and the bees, the flowers and the trees all say no to GMO. 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 The birds and the bees, the flowers and the trees all say no to GMO. GMO. Monsanto, we all say no. Pfizer own Monsanto. What does that tell you? Come on, people, let's gather on round. We're gonna go walking up through the town. GMO. Hey, come on, people, we're going through the town. Gonna tell them, gonna spread it around about a GMO.
Was absolutely awful. Let's be grateful, yes. And I thought, what can I say to give some inspiration for a march in the pouring rain? And I actually thought about Hawaii because they're having a huge march today. In 54 countries around the world are marching today, it's not today. And Hawaii would be a beautiful place for us to be, I'm sure. I mean, they're having a real carnival, they've got bands, music, they've got a huge picnic on the beach afterwards, and the weather, no doubt, is stunning. But perhaps it wouldn't be the greatest place to be because I have read just recently some terrible things that are happening in Hawaii. And I'm sure some of you have read it and know about it. One of the things is that it's called, or they was called Paradise Island. I've lost my voice, so don't take me on the yeah. It's a stunning and beautiful island. It's got waterfalls, it's got rainforests in abundance, or it did that. But Monsanto have set up shop. And now there are barriers everywhere, no trespass signs, and they are using 7,500 inhabitants of this island as lab rats. They have a huge, high rate of cancer, tumours, asthma, and they've realised that it's Monsanto that are actually responsible for this. They are spraying everything in sight, experimentally. So that's why Hawaii are marching today. That's why it's probably best that we're in Torquay, because at the moment we're not being sprayed, but there is a possibility, a very strong possibility.
Put in our food has no common sense. It is true that some of the preservatives are innocent natural substances that preserve, but on the whole, all types additives are harmful. Often synthesized down from a plant that would be perfectly okay if kept in its natural form. The cheaper the food, the more additives added. And yet again, the simple food is expensive. So why the additives? Additives do two things. It's as simple as that. The first thing is to create a quick energy burst, the other to quickly slow you down. So put it this way, when the demand is on you to do vast amounts of monotonous work, often geared around a monolithic, repetitive response, to keep you awake, you would take the speedy additives. When you get home, you take some more speedy additives, because they are needed to keep up for your family. Then before you go to bed, you take food and drink that slows you down. This in turn disturbs the sleep pattern, so you get up knackered. So what do? Yes, you got it. You eat more speedy additives. You then get into your car and you speed to work. How about
Thank you for coming, everybody. It's really good to know that people care, you know. It's easy to get a bit down when you think not enough people care about it. To think that everyone's right around the world are marching and the media won't cover it, it's just really bad. But Russia Today covers these marches if you have a telly to watch it. And you know, Britain's so close to having widespread GM crops put in because our dear Mr. Patterson is completely kind of made up to the biotech companies to put GM in our soil, and he's spreading all sorts of myths. So if anyone gets chances to write letters to him or, you know, email him, whatever. And in Totnes we do a stall now and again on the Friday market, and everyone who'd like to help would be most welcome to join us. Okay, thank you.
Hi guys, wonderful to see you all. I have to just say a small word on Roundup, glyphosate. I don't know if you realise how toxic this chemical is that's on sale in every DIY warehouse in the country. They found it in our urine. Friends of the Earth did a study last year looking at urine samples in Europe, and it is, I think 72% of samples had Roundup in them. It's in our water. It's probably in our air. I know they've done a recent study in the US and found Roundup in their air samples. I mean, this is quite frightening. You know, it's in our water already, in our urine. So how do we get rid of this? This is a neurotoxin. Well, they're finding it in breast milk because it's in our bodies. So it'll be everywhere, and it's linked to autoimmune, motor neurone disease, kidney failure. I mean, the list is endless, and they don't know. It just keeps popping up. So I think we've really got to get on top of this glyphosate thing as well, which comes out hand in hand with GMO. All right, just a little word on that. Thank you.
Now, the 3 recommendations of this Zuckerman report, commissioned by the government in 1951 and put on hold for 50 years, put away in the backlog for 50 years, states that those who use OPs must have weekly medical examinations. Doctors must educate in the symptoms and treatment of organophosphates, which is glyphosate. And organophosphates cause chronic health damage. I think that's all we need to know, isn't it? Now, this was put on hold for 50 years. It's called the Zuckerman report. Z-U-C-K-E-R-M-A-N. The government ditched it. They didn't want to know about it. That's all I've got to say. I've got paper here. Do you want to see it?
Hello, I wasn't sure if I was going to say anything, but after good young people being braver, I thought I would step up. Some things that I might say you might already know about Monsanto, but I just wanted to make another point that there are issues about Monsanto in terms of GMOs and the health implications of that, but there's also a question about power and about the control we have over our lives. It's really great that we're here today and in lots of other places, because Monsanto increasingly in recent years is trying to sell itself as a very friendly food company that will help us with food and with feeding people, but it's not. It's a chemical company. That is their history, whether that's from Agent Orange, DDT and so on. Those are their roots, and it's still very kind of present, and it's good that events like this today can start to destroy that kind of new, friendlier narrative they're putting out. They have huge power and huge influence. I was writing some notes when I was thinking about what did people say, why Monsanto? Why particularly this company are they worth organising global marches against? They have £11.8 billion in annual sales, 404 facilities in 66 countries, and their products are grown on 228 million acres worldwide. This is not, you know, a small harmless company doing their bit. They're also one of the 3 corporations that control 70% of the global seed market. They own the seeds that you can have, and I'm sure we've heard of the Terminator seeds, where you might buy those from a company like Monsanto, but they are designed, they are modified, so that after 1 year they don't reproduce as they would naturally. So you have to go back to Monsanto and become dependent on those, another kind of power issue. And they're really trying to sell this now, that they will help feed the world with their new exciting modifications, but actually most of GMO goes into animal feed now and into biofuels. There isn't a huge drive to use it for human markets, and it's kind of absurd. There was a radio program on Radio 4 not so long ago where they were talking about, well, we want people to have, I can't remember what vitamin it was now, vitamin in their diets, so we're going to genetically modify tomatoes to have this vitamin in them, and it will turn the tomatoes purple, and we'll sell these, and it will be really brilliant. And they said, well, does this vitamin not occur naturally? Go, well, yeah, you could eat blackberries. And is it cheaper to eat black? Yeah. Okay, but more people eat and like tomatoes, so let's spend more money and turn tomatoes orange and risk all the things that come with that. So there's a certain level of insanity, I think, with Monsanto that needs to be challenged as well. Something that I wanted to mention that's a bit of a broader point, like Johnny was saying, this is part of a bigger system about what capital and what corporations are doing in the world. There is at the moment a trade deal being negotiated, the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership, which is one of those Orwellian things that sounds fairly innocuous, and you go, yeah, trade in different places, yeah, that sounds all right. But what it means is that for the first time on a grand scale, corporations like Monsanto can sue individual nation governments if their actions and policies are preventing them from making a profit. So if the UK decides, no, we don't want GMOs because we're worried about the risks, we don't want one company to have ownership of the basic kind of ways to feed ourselves and to grow plants and crops, they could be sued under the TPP by Monsanto. And yeah, that's the thing, most UK MPs know nothing about it and don't know what's going on. So please do find out a little bit more about that. Thank you for being here today, and let's stop them. Yeah? Thank you. Somebody else?
Monsanto, we say no. We say no to GMO. Monsanto, we say no. We say no to GMO. Monsanto, we say no. We say no to GMO. Monsanto, we say no. We say no to GMO. Monsanto, we say no. Say no to GMO. Monsanto, we say no. We say no to GMO. Monsanto, we say no. We say no to GMO. Monsanto, we say no. We say no to GMO.
The flowers and the trees, they all say no to Monsanto seeds. The birds and the bees, no to GMO. We say no, we say no, we say no to GMO. We say no, we say no, we say no to Monsanto. We say no, we say no, we say no to Monsanto. We say no, we say no, we say no to Monsanto. We say no, we say no, we say no to Monsanto. We say no, we say no, we say no to GMO.
Trees, they all say no to GMO. The birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees,